Ukraine has been battling to maintain power supplies amid Russian airstrikes. Now the country's biggest private energy company is pressing ahead with one key project even as war rages. DTEK has opened the first stage of a 500 megawatt wind power plant. The aim is to boost Ukraine's energy sector after airstrikes left millions without electricity and heating. DTEK CEO Maxim Timchenko.
We are here to celebrate completion of the first stage of 500 megawatt wind project. So we managed to build 140 megawatt of capacity during wartime, and it's completion of the first stage.
DTEK started building the plant in 2021, but construction stopped after Russia invaded last year. The facility is less than 62 miles from the front line. Henrik Monefelt is regional head of Fair Wind, a company involved with installing turbines at the site.
It has been strenuous for the guys. It has been interrupted multiple times, air alarms, missiles flying by, and so on and so forth. But what I hear from our technicians, our guys, is that they have been so proud at working on this for the simple fact that we are supplying or helping to supply energy to Ukraine.
DTEK said the project will cost around $486 million. Once completed, the Telegal wind farm will be the largest in Ukraine. For now, 19 wind turbines will generate electricity to support Ukraine's energy balance and cut greenhouse gas emissions. Work resumed in April last year, with engineers and workers building 13 wind turbines since then. 6 turbines were built before the war.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony.
And there they go. It looks like
The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.